tempted by your smile. I was tempted, and for a little while I was certain that I will be the one to change you, and you will be mine. You will be mine. I was tempted, empty, tempted by your eyes. I was tempted, empty. The promises, the lies just keep hurting. They just keep on hurting. But I won't be the one to change you, and you won't be mine. No, you won't be mine.
Welcome back to our live coverage of the Tag Rugby 2023 World Cup here in UL, and you join us on pitch 1 for the women's 35s final. I'm joined by a very special co-commentator, Team Ireland manager Barry Keary. Barry, how impressed have you been with this Irish women's 35s team to make it to this final?
Hugely impressed. We wouldn't have expected the 35s team to make the final. They did really well to beat GB and drop off yesterday. A very exciting drop off by all accounts. This team is a mixture of people who've made their debuts for Ireland this year and people who would have played women's 30s in the past. We've some of our more experienced players in SJ Gavin and Claire Bergen and Sarah Prendergast, who have played previous World Cups in the 30s section, but the girls have done really well to get to this final, so I'm excited to see how they go, especially based on the game yesterday where they were quite close to Australia and only lost very narrowly 2-1. So it should be an interesting game, and this team is coached by one of our more experienced coaching duos, Andrew Doyle, whose ladies open team won a bronze in the 2018 World Cup, and Simon Edgecombe, who's one of our more experienced referees and has played tag for as long as me, which is a very long time.
Yeah, brilliant to give a great shout out to all that supporting staff leading this women's 35s to this World Cup final, and it's great early pressure here for Ireland. They're in a good position. Nice kick put through, a late tag possibly, and I think try given.
Yeah, try given at the start, so that's a try for number 13 Rosie Pratt, and it's 1-0 to Ireland.
Yeah, ref just making sure of that decision. You hear the cheers go up from the crowd as she does signal for that try. Perfect start for Ireland. As you say, the last meeting between these two teams was very, very close, so definitely great to get an opening lead.
Rosie would have played in the 2015 World Cup, so she's been out of the programme for a while, but while she hasn't been playing international tag, she's been playing international hockey, and she recently was part of a squad that won the European Championships in over 35s hockey.
That's brilliant. It's a common theme we see across a lot of these women's squads, especially just so many multi-talented athletes out there just playing across all sorts of sports.
Yeah, I think I was saying yesterday on live commentary that basketball and ladies Gaelic football players make a good transition to tag rugby because they have the footwork and the hand-eye coordination, so it gives them a big advantage.
Yeah, exactly. And good defence there from Ireland. Leads to a turnover on halfway.
Yeah, Ireland have started this game really well, and you'd have to be happy if you were the coach. Ireland have settled into the match and they've turned the ball over successfully twice already, as well as getting the first score.
Yeah, and that loose ball handled well, fortunately for Ireland there. Number 22, Judy Burke. Still a bit of a wind out there on pitch 1, blowing from behind Ireland backs, so we'll just hope that it just doesn't take the ball away from them too often in this attacking line. But it'll help with a kick like that. unfortunately just not handled by the Australian player there. Did well to block it and continue on, did Emma Fenning, but knocked out into touch. So Ireland ball again.
We have Ashton Wallace taking the role here, who would have played Mick Senior in 2015.
Yeah, and
So
as you
again,
said at the start, it's that there's a couple of players here who this is their first time playing in a big tournament like this in the 35s division, and it is great to see, you know, players starting at you know, no, not playing all through their youth and progressing up, but getting here to represent their country nonetheless.
yeah, this is it. It's all part and parcel of our program. We have teams at under 21 open, and then we've teams at 30 and then 35s level in ladies, and then in men's we have 40s, 50s, and even 60s.
Yeah, and of course we were treated to 3 60s games here, all just Australia. Ball almost sat up nicely there in front of the try line, but just dribbles over. But yeah, those men's 60s games, we were treated to 3 of them here on live commentary, and Australia green took the gold medal home, and Ireland getting a bronze as well.
Yeah, the guys will be happy with their bronze medal. Possibly a little bit disappointed not to get to the final, because they would have been hoping to get silver before the tournament started.
Yeah, you'd think so. You know, I'm sure just as much work goes into those men's 60s development, if not more. You know, they need to make sure that they keep a nice deep squad very fit, because there's a lot of games across this World Cup, and the women's 35s here, of course, have had to do quite a lot of work themselves. Done very well to stay fit and make it to this final. Is there anyone you're aware of in this Ireland team who may not have made it to this final due to fitness, or are they all looking good?
There's one very unfortunate player, Katrina Sheridan, who actually picked up an injury only a couple of weeks ago, and as a result she missed out on playing, having been originally selected. And Emer Kenny made a late entry into the squad at the last training session. She was shadowing and got to make it into the squad when unfortunately Katrina was ruled out.
Yeah, unfortunate as you say for Katrina, but I'm sure she's cheering this team on.
Yeah, she's here as part of the management setup, and that's a nice exit by Ireland.
Yeah, definitely.
What you want to do when you're under pressure like that is run through a couple of tags and then look to kick for field position, and your kick chase then would come up, try and put the receiver under pressure to look to turn the ball over.
Yeah, and we have seen it a few times so far from Ireland on defence. There we go, straight away a turnover, turning defence into attack.
Yeah, it's not the prettiest version of tag,
No.
but it's very effective.
Exactly. So tag just on that 10-metre line now, and Ireland look to spread it to the left corner.
Yeah, it's Claire Hesser who gets tagged there. I believe she scored the try and drop off yesterday, but unfortunately looks like she initiated contact there, so it's going to be a turnover to Australia.
Ref just asking them to take it from that 10-metre.
So again, the coaches will be happy with how the first 5 minutes have gone. Ireland have been fairly compact, and Australia are struggling to get out of their half at the moment.
Definitely. We haven't got to see the most convincing attack yet from Australia. Ireland were doing really, really well to shut them down. That's a kick just possibly over the head height of the referee. So, be turnover Ireland again. All coming from great pressure and defence still.
Yep, that's what you want to do. You want to be up nice and quick, and you're hoping that the kick is rushed and it goes over shoulder height, which results in a turnover. So Ireland will be very happy with that.
This ref possibly the shortest we've seen on pitch one, so those kicks will need to be extra low.
Yeah, it's a little bit arbitrary, all right, when it's the shoulder height of the referee, and the referee isn't particularly big, but it's the same for both teams in fairness, so the same rule will apply.
And obviously not much of a gap in the shortest and the tallest referees. You know, you won't see many kicks that a team would have preferred a taller referee to be on. You know, there's not many marginal kicks. Usually when they go over shoulder height, it's well over.
Yeah, so it's back inside to SJ Gavin, who opts for the kick through. SJ is one of our more experienced players, having recently passed 50 caps for Ireland. Again, good defence by Ireland, good tag by Rachel Crowe, whose brother is actually the men's open coach for Ireland.
There's a lot of family affairs across tag, especially you know, you see a lot of it in the Australian teams, and we do have a bit of it in the Irish teams too.
We certainly do.
Good to see, you know.
So Australia making a bit of inroads now and opting for the same strategy as Ireland with the kick through. You'd want Ireland just to do a few drives here and then look to. And there's penalty against Jackie Shields there for contact.
Yeah,
probably a little bit harsh potentially.
Because
it looked more like closing the gap, but
yeah,
the referee decided to go the other way.
great ball out to the wing. The ref signals that there was a foot and touch, so Ireland will definitely take that.
They certainly will. We're fortunate in the sense that in the finals we have touch judges, because in the knockout rounds before that there actually isn't touch judges.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
it can often be hard to judge things from a perspective where you have to be behind the defensive line a lot of the time, particularly forward passes and things like that in our sport. So it's good that there's touch judges for the final.
Yeah, definitely. Good tagging there from Australia, number 16, Kate Cass.
Yeah, Australia are up quick to defend here, but Ireland will probably look to exit on the next set potentially, I would imagine. So they need to get out of their half. And again, that's going to be a penalty against Rosie Pratt for contact.
Yeah, just a little bit of a spin, refereeing that she wasn't in control there, and initiates contact.
No, mistagged here, so the fullback's going to have to make the tag, so it's all about how quickly Ireland can reset their line.
Australia might look to spread it wide. Not going to hand, but it's backwards, so still alive for Australia.
Yeah, Ireland's line discipline very good there, nice and calm, made the tag.
And just as we say it,
commentator's curse.
Yeah, unfortunately there for an Ireland perspective, but it's Ange Jones goes over for the first try for Australia. So it is 1-1 here, just 10 minutes into this final match. Yeah, good bit of attack there from Australia, and Ireland just, they did well in defending, I think, but this just a good step.
It was a good step, and unfortunately just the footwork was just out slightly, and that meant that the try could be scored. No different really to the try that Ireland got.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of great support here, and for these later finals matches, a lot of the support here in UL able to come on just to the edge of the pitch, not just in the stands to the left of your screen there. So there's plenty of support here to cheer on these teams.
There certainly is, and there's been a lot of good tag played here over the last 4 days, and it's good to see so many friends, family coming from all over to support their people. It was part of the reason why we pushed so hard to get the tournament to Ireland in the first place.
Yeah, and it's been hosted so well here on the UL campus in Limerick. Great facilities, plenty of pitches to allow so many games to be going on simultaneously.
Yeah, the facilities in UL are second to none. They also have enough synthetic should we have needed them, but thankfully we didn't need them in the end. Nice exit by Ireland there, getting it up to midpoint between the 10-metre line and halfway in the Australian half.
We just see that try again, almost from our second angle, just missed at the death of it, but Australia now to attack. Bit of contact made, I think, or no, I think the ref is signaling that there was a change in height of the tags. So Ireland now with a good attack. This is something I think you mentioned yesterday in your commentary, that you've been a little unhappy with the refs calling back quick taps for penalties.
Yeah. I think it's something we need to look at as part of our sport, because it means the attacker has to wait for the referee, and the referee often waits to set the defensive line, which sort of negates the advantage from my viewpoint. I feel like the referee could be quicker, allowing the penalty to be taken quicker when warranted.
Yeah, and of course, you know, on attack you're looking to keep up momentum, especially when penalty offence is made against you. So having to just reset back to that mark often is a little unfortunate. It slows down the pace, and as you say, possibly something to look at in the years to come. Ireland now knocking on the door. Almost, but a great tag made.
Niamh Kennedy nearly got in there, but I think Ireland might be in, are they? No, good tag on Murray Carty, so look to go back outside, but Australia up very quickly to shut the chance down.
Great kick in behind.
Rosie Pratt opts for the kick through, but
looks like
I think
over the line.
she might have got injured in the process.
Yeah, unfortunate to see. Try scorer, of course, early on in this game, so hopefully she'll be alright soon. Might be able to come back on to help her teammates out to continue on this game. Very close again, as we mentioned, the previous meeting between these two teams, only a 2-1 scoring affair. Would you see that try again? And it looked almost identical, that last play where she did hurt herself. And the Australian try here. So yeah, Australia back with possession now. Great tag.
Yeah, it's good defence by Ireland here. They're not really giving Australia much to work with, which is what you want to see. They're up nice and fast and they're making their tags. Good tag there by Murray Carty. Again, Australia opting for the exit.
That's a good kick, handled well by the sweeper. And good chase as well from Australia. Emma Fenning just getting up in the face of the Ireland sweeper.
Australia are defending well here. Ireland are somewhat penned in with not much space to work with. They opt for the little stab kick through, but it's recovered by Australia just on halfway. Yeah,
great defence so far from both sides, of course, to keep this low scoring so far. We're 15 minutes into this final. Good tag again.
Yeah, it's good tag by Suzanne Mahoney. She'll have to go back in the defensive line as Australia step up now. Oh, there's a missed tag there. The fullback will have to make it, and she does.
She's done very well. Grace Donaghy on that last-ditch defence a couple of times now. Ball back inside before the tag was made, so it's kept alive. Tagged eventually.
Yeah, Ireland are creaking a little bit here though.
Great
nice
tag.
line, but good tag by Aoife McCarthy, and it's turnover ball. Ireland's ball. So Suzanne Mahoney looking to carry it out.
Yeah, Ireland have a lot of work now to do to clear their lines, get away from that try line where Australia have looked very threatening.
They certainly have, and Australia up fast, aggressively in pods of three, which Ireland are struggling to deal with at the moment.
Yeah, just a missed tag on the first attempt, giving them an extra few yards though, Ireland. Nice spin there as well.
So it's SJ Gavin again in the middle, but you can see Australia are up hunting in packs
so quickly.
So Ireland really need to clear this. Yes, decision to kick is the right decision.
Yeah, and blocked by the Australia player, so they will have a fresh set of tags, Ireland. So a bit more time to make more ground before eventually kicking again, you think?
Yep, absolutely. That's what you want to do here now. It worked the first time. Oh, and it's a little mini break for Ireland.
And up to halfway now.
By Judy Burke. Back to Niamh Kennedy and then outside to Trish Maloney. Again, Ireland are doing well here. It's tag 5 though, so it'll be turnover of the next tag.
Kick in to the wing. Just dropped, but held on to well. Kate Cass. Oh, but the ref has signaled that there was a knock on there, so Ireland again with the fresh set of tags. They're continuing up this pitch really well.
Yeah, the wind is blowing in Ireland's favour, so you'd wonder how much of a factor that actually is.
Missed tags through the gap, and the sweeper does well to cover that.
Yeah, Niamh Kennedy nearly in there for a try. You feel if Ireland go wide here quickly, it's potentially on. Oh, that's going to be a penalty for contact. Claire Hester. Little bit of white line fever there, I think.
Yeah, exactly. As you say, from our eagle eye view up here, we could see plenty of space out on the left, but the Irish attackers just a bit overeager to get over closer.
Yeah, the space was potentially there for the try. She just got the dimension slightly wrong, went a little bit too close to the defender.
Yeah.
And looks like it's a sin bin as well for Claire for the contact, because she's gone down to the far end potentially.
I think so. So after a good attack from Ireland, they're now down a player. Almost the end of this first half, so you think if they can see out the rest of this first period and regroup at half time, that might be what they need. But a missed tag there, and Belinda Patrick almost through.
Yeah, Ireland did well to make the cover and tag there.
Kick put in, that's a good kick. And a good chase. Just came off her knee, the ref signals, so well held on to.
Australia looking for the knock on, but the referee's not giving it. Ireland be hoping to just see it out now to half time, regroup at 1-1 and try to go again at the start of the second half.
Yeah, just take these tags, play it safe, and I think there's possibly a little knock on from an Australia player there, so Ireland will have a few more tags to draw out that clock. There is the klaxon, so yeah, the referee's whistle goes, and it's half time between Ireland and Australia in the women's 35s final. It's 1-1 at the death, so we will see you in just a few minutes for a second half.
We've always been good at beginnings, and beginnings are about questions. What do we value? Who do we serve? We've lived these questions for half a century, but enough to become a home of firsts. The first university of an independent nation. Ireland's first female university president. Along the way, we've found answers and we've built foundations. Foundations we'll rely on for the journey ahead. How can we protect, regenerate, and steward this place we live in? How can we be catalysts in realizing a just and fair society for all? And who better to ask these questions? We know this place, and we know our place. We are University of Limerick.
T-E-M-V-T-E-D, tempted. I was tempted, tempted by your smile. I was tempted, and for a little while I was certain that I will be the one to change you, and you will be mine. You will be mine. I
And welcome back for the second half of this women's 35s final between Ireland and Australia. At the moment it is 1-1, and we've seen some great defence on show from both teams so far. Barry, you're impressed with your Ireland women's 35s so far?
Yeah, they've been doing great so far. You'd have to be happy. Like, conceding only 1 point in the first half is testament to how well they defended, because they were probably under pressure more than we had Australia under pressure in the first half. It'll be interesting to see how the second half goes, because the wind is probably a slight factor. I know now it'll be blown in Australia's favour, just makes it a bit easier to kick, and but I suppose swings and roundabouts because it's harder to pass.
Yeah, exactly. As you're saying, when the defence is so good on both sides, a lot of attacking sets ending with that exiting kick. So yeah, with the wind behind Australia, they may well get that little bit of extra territory on each of those attempts. And lots of great support here in UL.
Yeah, and I know there's plenty of people watching on the stream, because James Mountjoy, the former women's 30s coach, who would have coached a lot of these players at the last World Cup in 2018, is constantly texting me here in the background about the match. So he's definitely avidly watching at home in Dublin. He was unfortunately not able to make it at late notice, but he's thrilled that he can watch it on the live stream.
Yeah, great. It is nice to be able to bring this live stream to anyone who couldn't make it here in person, and we've had a great time here in UL, and we're coming into the big finals now.
Yeah, we certainly are. Ireland are currently playing the men's semi-final and are 2-0 down to Lebanon at half-time. So, be interesting to see if they can turn that around. You can see how strong the wind there is in the background in this game. And again, Ireland, unfortunately, not able to capitalise and get out of their half. So Australia will have field position now and look like they might score. But it's a great covering tag by Suzanne Mahoney.
Australia still on the attack though.
Yes, and it's good cover again by Ireland, but Australia look like they have a bit of time and space here, and it looks like they may have scored.
Yeah, I think so. Number 10, Ange Jones, try scorer in the first half as well, and here for the second for her team. You just see that covering tag again from Suzanne Mahoney.
Yeah, it was brilliant covering tag to prevent the try, but unfortunately Australia did very well to recycle quickly and get it over to the far side, and we couldn't quite cover.
Yeah, Ireland defence just not able to set a number up quickly enough. Of course, Ireland are still down a player from the sin bin. Not too much longer left in that period, so they'll be back to full complement soon and hope to get the equaliser that'll level this game.
Just a wee bit.
Yeah, that's Claire Bergen on the ball there, who would have played ladies 30s in the 2018 World Cup and mixed open the World Cup before in 2015, and also has the distinction of competing in the Winter and Summer Olympics.
Brilliant.
Which I think for an Irish person is definitely rare.
Yeah, you think so.
She was part of a relay team that qualified for the Beijing Olympics, and then she followed it up by being part of a two-person bobsleigh team that competed in the Winter Olympics for Ireland.
Two very different events, you'll say, and then of course here representing Ireland at tag rugby.
Yeah, which she has done with distinction for most of the last 8 years. So again, Ireland up nice and aggressively here, hoping to force the turnover.
Yeah, good defence, and Australia might have shaped to kick had that pass gone to hand a bit better. But there is a knock on Australia, so possession to Ireland inside the Australia half. We just see a bit of support on the sidelines.
Yeah, I believe that
changes to panic.
I believe that's local character Jerry Martin. He also has a loudspeaker so that he can shout enthusiastic instructions from the sideline.
I've heard it, and also not so enthusiastic shouts at the referees. I've heard a few. But yeah, passionate support here in Limerick.
Yeah, very much so.
So Australia now crossing that halfway.
Ireland are defending well though.
They are. They've had a good few turnovers from extended defence. And that looks like it's another one. No.
Yeah.
Oh, the ref signals. Yeah, I'm knocking on. So Ireland again, just keeping Australia at bay for now. And I do believe that sin bin period has ended and Ireland are back to full strength.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see if they can do anything in attack, because they really need to get the score here now.
Yeah, I need to start trying to find those gaps. It's well worked back into the middle, but good defence from Australia equally. A lot of the play happening just around this halfway line at the moment from two great defences, just not allowing any advancement.
No, it's same on both sides. Ireland will have to kick. Look to get the ball back there. That should be played at, which means it will go back down to tag 0 again.
We're happy to allow play on there, and Ireland break down this left wing. Great covering tag there.
Yeah,
Number 6 Australia.
Grace thought he would have been away there, but for that covering tag.
Francine
So
Walker making
nice piece of defence by Australia.
But Ireland still with a bit of attacking pressure on here.
Yeah.
They might look to go right. Looks like Australia player might have strayed offside there.
Yeah, luckily for Ireland, because there was just a slight knock on when the pass went to ground.
Yeah. Almost through, but well tagged. There's Rachel Keogh.
Ireland with a bit of time and space. Jackie Shields
To the
opts to go
wing.
outside.
Oh, and
It's a good
tag.
covering tag though. Again, Ireland with no time and space.
Oh, and just
Forward pass, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's good defence from Australia on their line. They looked to break down the blind, but referee not happy with where the mark was taken. We just see that attempt there again. They go back inside, and I think that pass there, yeah, just slightly forward.
Yeah.
Australia with a big kick, and it looks like it might be out for a 50-10.
Yeah, it does. The touch judge is signalling that it's a 50-10.
Come on, you girls in green.
Yeah, lots of enthusiastic support in the crowd.
And family and friends there of number 2 Trish Maloney. But Australia now looking threatening, as we say that wind possibly helping out that kick for the 50-10.
Yeah, it's a huge factor out there. It's a very strong wind. I was out there earlier for one of our playoff games when our women's 30s team won bronze against Australia Indigenous, and a very strong wind whipping across the pitch. Definitely favours the team playing up, that's for sure, which is Australia in the second half.
And our cameraman Morgan Meskel has done a great job at finding our four-legged friends in the crowd across this World Cup. Happy to have one up so close there with him. And Ireland now look to attack from deep in their own territory after a contact penalty.
Yeah, for the first one or two you want to get open towards the middle to the extent you can, and then you look to exit if you can.
Yeah. And a big kick will be needed into this wind if they are to exit.
Yeah, Ireland probably should look to kick now, because they're going to run out of time and space, and they'll be kicking under pressure, which increases the risk that you'll kick it over shoulder height.
Or just not get enough on that kick either.
No, the right decision to kick, but unfortunately the kick wasn't quite hard enough.
On the missed tags.
And Australia are in again.
That's a good try, Belinda
For a
Patrick. Australia just stretching that lead a little bit.
Yeah, you feel a 2-point lead in this game is fairly significant. Obviously,
Definitely.
if we can get a box try, it evens it up. But
Yeah.
this is so tight that 2 points feels like a little bit of a mountain.
Did so well there between the Irish defenders. And a great grounding. Puts Australia 2 points ahead. Again, you see that big kick carried by the wind. Tag made well by number 1, Jocelyn Mott.
Ireland are doing the right things, carrying into the middle.
And a good loop
Good
around.
to go outside. Not
Yeah.
much time and space there, so well defended by Australia.
Yeah, a few missed tags give Ireland a little bit of extra space to work with. And yeah, we'll shape to kick now.
That's a good exit by Ireland.
Yeah.
Now you'd hope the kick chase can make the tag high up the pitch.
Great tag.
And now what Ireland need to do is force the turnover.
They've
if
been able to
possible.
do so. And Australia with an early kick attempt. Yeah, that, I think, not quite sure what the ref's signaling there. I think,
Think she's signaling a knock on
yeah,
off the kick, which means it's an Australia ball. Come back to tag 0, unfortunately, for Ireland.
thought that the ref might have ruled that that kick was a little high if it had continued past the Irish defenders and thus dangerous, but no knock on the attempted recovery.
Yeah, you often see that where the ball is rising and the player uses their hands to block it to save their face,
Exactly.
and then the
yeah.
ref gives a knock on, when in fact it should be a penalty the other way.
Yeah.
So Ireland just managed to turn it over, so they'll have a chance now to attack again.
Yeah, just about 9 minutes left in this World Cup final. Ireland with a lot to do at the moment, but they're certainly not out of this game yet.
No, definitely not. They still have a chance. It's only a 1-score game.
Exactly, yeah. And we've seen leads turn quickly, and thanks to great breaks like that, just second pass unfortunately not going to hand.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate. Ireland have done quite well to engineer the break there, but the pass just didn't quite go to hand, and it ended up in touch, unfortunately, resulting in a turnover.
The Ireland fans in great spirit though, as Australia break down this left wing. Good tag, stops that break, but Australia looking threatening again.
Yeah, Australia looking very threatening here. They have Ireland under a little bit of pressure. Ireland scrambling a little bit.
Looks like it's in. I think the referee's just checking with her linesman, and
the
she's
try
giving
has
the
been
try.
awarded.
Yeah, good little kick in behind there from number 11, Kim Rodenberg.
So that makes it 4-1.
He felt that was a very important score in this final.
Yeah, it pushes Australia more than a box try clear, which means unfortunately that it'll be hard now for Ireland to claw the game back. Still time though, there's still 7 minutes to go.
Yeah.
A lot can happen in 7 minutes.
Definitely. Wind blowing into the Ireland players' faces, so yeah, that's a great kick. And they'll look to get this ball back quickly, keep it in play, keep things moving, and keep their options open to get back into this game.
Yeah. Up to kick long, but it'll hold up in the wind most likely. You feel Ireland probably need the ball in a minute or so to have a chance to strike back.
And not just possession, they'll need territory and scores to stay in this. But that's a start. They get possession with the contact penalty.
Yeah, it's a good. I feel Ireland need to go wide here to get outside.
Yeah, I think so. The gaps need to start opening up. Just running back into traffic is not going to be very progressive for Ireland, and I think there might have been a not quite sure what's the call there.
I think it must have been a forward pass.
Yeah, so ball back with Australia. Not ideal for Ireland as we
No,
approach final
definitely
5
not.
minutes.
Oh, a bit of time and space again for Australia. But it's good defence by Ireland in the corner, and Ireland have turned it over.
Yeah, I think a forward pass there. So Ireland again, they're looking to get it going quickly. They know they don't have much time left.
Yeah, 5 minutes left on the clock. The ref talking about players and telling them to calm down, I think.
Yeah, I think so. This there's a lot of pressure and tension at the moment in these last few minutes, and that's exactly not what the ref wants to see.
No, it's another turnover for contact by Ireland, which Ireland can ill afford because it'll cost Ireland time.
Yeah, ref just signaling to both teams that's the contact that she'll tolerate, so they'll have to be careful here, both teams. Of course, you'd be expecting a sin bin if there was to be another, and if it went the way of an Australian player, could open up a few of those gaps for Ireland, but they'll need the ball back first and need to get down the other end of the pitch.
Yeah. It's good defence by Ireland.
Yeah. They'll hope to make these tags quickly, turn it over, but unfortunately for Ireland,
Another score for Australia.
a hat-trick for Ange Jones in this women's 35s final. Just great pressure from Australia, and she's done so well, especially. Great run onto the ball there, and a good score. You feel takes the game away from Ireland's grasp.
Yeah, it would seem that way, alright, because there's only 3 or 4 minutes left, and Ireland are down by 4. So they definitely would need a special Hail Mary moment at this point, and it doesn't look like they're going to get it.
Yeah, just the knock on there, giving possession back to Australia again. They won't be in any rush to play this, and they do well to give it back to the blind side, but it's a good covering tag. Suzanne Mahoney there, I believe. Australia not happy to leave this be the end of their match. They want to get another score before the final whistle. Good tagging though from Ireland.
Let's go over this way.
Yeah, Australia hammering away at the gate, but Ireland are making the tags and have managed to turn the ball over.
Yeah, so just a small bit of time to do something here.
One final chance to attack, I think.
And they've a long way to go, Ireland.
Yeah, they pretty much would have to go coast to coast at this point.
Yeah, and then again, if they want to stay in this match, possibly go to a drop off if there were 2 bonus box tries, but that won't help their cause. Recovered well.
Yeah, it's a good tag on Niamh Kennedy there, and back to Rosie Pat, who opts to kick. Looked like the kick might have been high, so I believe it'll be called back.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and that's what happens when you're kicking under pressure.
Yeah, the refs been happy to leave advantage to be played for those high kicks in this World Cup, and we've seen a few teams really take that advantage well. almost there. Knocked on by Australia. I think knocked on as well in the recovery by Ireland, so ref doesn't allow advantage to be played.
Yeah, Ireland will look to attack one more time.
Yeah, less than a minute now left in this women's 35 final. And it does look like Australia might be taking this gold medal.
It does seem that way, but at least the Ireland team have the consolation of coming away with a silver, which is what they would have hoped to achieve coming into this week and what they've worked for over the last 2 years.
Yeah, I think had you told them before this World Cup that they could come away with a silver medal, they'd have been delighted at that. As you say, they did very, very well to beat GB in the semi-finals, so they've done themselves and their countries proud here.
They absolutely have, and a lot of these girls will be getting their second silver medal, having won one in 2018 in women's 30.
There is the final klaxon and the ref's final whistle, and big celebrations for the Australian team. Massive congratulations to them, winning this World Cup final 5-1 against Ireland. And thank you for joining me, Barry.
Yeah,
Been a good match to
pleasure
watch.
as always. Worthy winners Australia, but Ireland delighted to come second in this category.
And join us for our next game here on pitch 1. We have the men's 40s World Cup final between, again, Ireland and Australia.